For years, we've all been told that the key to ranking on Google was your website, right? Well, that's not the whole story anymore. There's been a quiet revolution happening that is completely changing how local businesses get found. And I'm not talking about some minor algorithm tweak. This is a fundamental shift in how search actually works, and honestly, most people are missing. I'm sure you've seen this yourself. You're searching for a local restaurant or maybe a how-to on something, and bam, right there in the results is an Instagram or TikTok post. You probably just scrolled right past it thinking, that's weird. But here's the thing. It's not weird, and it is definitely not an accident. It's a deliberate, massive change. The wall that used to separate social media from Google search, it has come crashing down. So let's dive into part 1, the unseen search revolution. We're going to break down how this quiet change completely rewrites the rules for getting your business noticed online. You see, for the longest time, social media platforms were like these walled gardens. Google couldn't really peek inside to see what was going on. But then, that all changed. Instagram basically opened its doors, letting Google index public posts from professional accounts. All of a sudden, your social posts went from being these temporary bits of content for your followers to being permanent, searchable assets that compete head-to-head with websites on Google. And this is not some small niche trend. According to SEO Zoom, nearly 40% of all Google search results now feature at least one piece of social content. That is a staggering number, and believe me, it is only going up. Okay, so to really get why this is happening, we have to look at how Google itself has changed. It's not just cataloging web pages anymore. It's building this kind of brain that understands real-world businesses. And the core of that new brain is this concept called the business entity. It's basically the idea that Google sees all of your online signals, your website, your reviews, and your social media as part of one single cohesive brand identity. This diagram just shows it perfectly. We used to think of our website, our Google profile, and our social media as these separate channels, right? That way of thinking is completely outdated. Now, Google is connecting all of these dots, your reviews, your media mentions, your posts, into one central business entity. It's not just evaluating your website anymore, it's evaluating your entire brand. So, this new entity model, well, it means the old rules for local SEO just don't cut it anymore. What worked a few years ago is now dangerously out of date. Let's just compare the old way versus the new reality. Over on the left, you've got your traditional content, which can feel like this slow, uphill crawl to get ranked on Google. But on the right, you have social media. It gets indexed almost instantly and gives Google exactly what it loves: real-time signals like likes, shares, and comments that prove your business is active and relevant right now. So here's the crucial point. Local SEO isn't broken, it just expanded. We've moved from a world of isolated technical fixes to this modern ecosystem where everything is interconnected, and your social media presence is now a core part of that entire system. Okay, so we get it. The game has changed. The big question is, what do you actually do about it? Let's get into the playbook. Here are 3 things you can literally do today. First, audit your old content. Remember, Google can see posts going back for years, so you want to make sure they make a good first impression. Second, this is simple but so important. Double-check your Instagram settings and make sure search engine indexing is enabled. You'd be surprised how many accounts have this turned off. And third, treat your bio like a mini homepage. Optimize it with keywords for who you are, what you do, and where you do it. This right here brilliantly illustrates the shift in how you should be writing your captions. The old way, new install today, tells Google nothing. But the new way, it's packed with specifics: the service, the location, the materials, the service area. You're not just writing for your followers anymore, you're writing for search engines too. And you should be optimizing every single post. Use descriptive alt text on your images so Google knows what they're about. Add text overlays to your videos because Google actually reads that text. And instead of a bunch of generic hashtags, use a few very specific long-tail ones. Think commercial roofing repair in Dallas, not just #roofing. Finally, start creating evergreen content like FAQs that will be valuable for people searching for years to come. Now, if you want to truly dominate, you have to go beyond just optimizing individual posts. The real pros are using a much more advanced strategy. Because the real advantage, the real competitive edge, doesn't come from a single signal. It comes from stacking them. And this is that advanced strategy. It's called the stack. It's all about creating layers of reinforcing signals that compound your relevance. It starts at the bottom with your individual posts, which you then amplify. Those support your social accounts, which in turn strengthen your website, and ultimately your Google business profile at the very top. Each layer builds on the last, creating this overwhelming proof for Google that your business is the authority. And here's the proof. Look at the map on the left. This was a company's search ranking for roofing San Antonio. It's spotty, a lot of red and orange. Now look at the right. This is just 1 week later, after implementing the stack. It is almost solid green. That is the difference between sending single signals and building a coordinated ecosystem. The results really do speak for themselves. So, the line between social media and SEO, it's gone. The game has fundamentally changed. The only question left is, will your strategy change with it?